Hello Southies, welcome back to my channel, and for those of you who are new, my name is Cece and I am doing an apartment renovation today here in Evergreen Harbor, the new world that came with Eco Lifestyle, and I will be in the Stone Street apartment number 4, and this apartment is going to be for three roommates, all girls, and I built it on my stream a few weeks ago, and I was doing a kind of little let's play on that stream where I was kind of bouncing back between two households. This household with 3 girl roommates, and then the household next to it in the other Stone Street apartment with 3 guy roommates. And I was going to kind of make it kind of like a complete aspiration, earn money, not really a rags to riches, but just, you know, a little gameplay LP where we're looking at relationships and all of that between the characters. And I am seriously considering bringing this LP over to my YouTube channel here, especially once I finish my Discover University LP. So I wanted to go ahead and showcase the apartments. So like I said, this is the girl apartment, and it consists of Danielle, the photographer, Lake, the computer programmer, and Kaylee, the actress. And I imagine with these 3 girls that Kaylee and Lake have known each other since they were small little girls, and then Danielle probably came into the mix when they were in high school, and they're 3 best friends, and they decide that they really want to live in San Myshuno, but they can't afford it, so they move to Evergreen Harbor, which kind of in my mind I think is maybe 30 minutes or so outside the city, that kind of vibe. And Lake goes to school in the city, and Kaylee goes on auditions, and then Danielle works in the city as a photographer for a photography firm, which I am thinking will be the one that I built on my Let's Build series. And so that's kind of how I want to play them if I do bring this LP to the channel. And I wanted their apartment to feel like the actual apartment has been updated. So it has new appliances and new cabinets and new wallpapers or paintings, but all of the furniture that the girls have been things that they have collected, things that have been given to them. And I wanted it to feel a good mix of feminine and just maybe some practical stuff, maybe things that they bought, like I said, at like a thrift shop or thrift storage yard sales. And so the living room definitely is more of a hodgepodge of all of their personalities, while their bedrooms, I want to say, are very specific. So now I'm working on Lake's bedroom, the college student majoring in computer science, and I wanted her bedroom to feel the most eclectic, well, maybe not eclectic is the right word, but probably the most eclectic is really the only word that I have. I wanted it to feel like her stuff was probably things that were maybe bought as complete sets, not necessarily pieces from different stuff. Like maybe everything in here was bought in one set from a furniture store. It did take me a minute to figure out the orientation of her stuff. I used this Discover University bed. I love this color in it, and it was really just trying to match the browns to where it does look like maybe, just maybe, this furniture came in a set. And like I said, she's my computer programmer, not so much of like a nerd or a gamer or anything like that, just she might want to be the next app creator. It has feminine vibes, obviously, but I didn't want this room to feel too quote-unquote girly, you know, not really glam, which Kaylee's bedroom, which I'm about to work on right now, is the glam room. Now, Kaylee has the bigger room with the smallest window, so a little bit of give and take here. And I had I googled glam, and I saw a lot of pale gray and pink bedrooms, and since I made all the walls pretty much that pale gray color, I figured that that would go best. I wanted her room to be really elaborate. Some of the ideas that I had to change when I was player testing it because it just didn't fit, but I wanted her room to feel very glamorous. She is my actress. She's the one that wants to make it big in on the stage or Del Sol Valley. And then finally, this is Danielle's room, my photographer. And again, her room I wanted to feel eclectic, but her room I wanted to feel like most of the stuff that she's got is from thrift shopping, yard sales, that kind of thing, hand-me-down stuff. Not really a girly room. Maybe she's not really worried too much about her aesthetic. She's just more about function. And so she doesn't have a dresser. She just has her clothes hanging on a rack that maybe she bought at a store, or maybe like a store that was going out of business. And she has this bed that maybe she picked up, and just some old, rugs and lamps and things. And she's probably the least concerned about a fashion or a interior design aesthetic, and probably more concerned with more of a fashion aesthetic because she is a fashion photographer. And I've been playing with these girls and the guys a lot on my stream and then off camera. But for the LP that I'm planning, that I really want to do, I'm going to kind of restart my gameplay a little bit. They're going to have some skills and things already set up, but I'm going to take their money down a bit. I want this LP to be, these are young adults, college age, a little bit after college age, just trying to make it, trying to get money, maybe find relationships, and maybe as each of them completes their aspiration and earn a little bit of money, they can move out either on their own or maybe in a relationship move out. And that's kind of what I'm thinking. And maybe like the last one standing would be the end of the LP kind of vibe. So definitely in the comments, let me know what you think about that. I really like playing multiple households when I play. And I haven't been doing that so much with my LPs. I've been sticking with one household. In my Bailey Goes to College LP, I've been playing around with playing in at least another household, and that's just my game style. Really, I feel like it's more fun that way, and especially if you have multiple sims and not just one sim that you're kind of bouncing back in between, and you're trying to complete their aspirations or trying to get them to make a certain amount of money or any of that, or find love or whatever it is you're doing. It just is, it adds more to the story. There's a little bit of a stressor there because especially in this household, there'll be, because Lake is going to school, Kaylee has auditions, and so in my gameplay, if I'm not at the house when it's time for Lake to go to school, she don't go on her own. And the same kind of with Kaylee and her auditions. And then with Danielle, I have her as freelance photographer, and she has to make deadlines, and then there's homework, and it just kind of becomes chaotic. And so I'm going to drop their skills a little bit just so that there are things that I have to achieve. And of course, they're going to have to hustle to make money because none of them have jobs where they're going to work and making consistent money. I do have a mod in my game called the Sims National Bank mod that I love. I will link the mod in the description. I will also link a video from my friend Miss Monty, who did a mod overview of the mod, but it's really cool. It's basically a way for each individual sim to have their own bank account, and you can kind of split their money. Usually there's a direct deposit feature, and usually that involves work. And so if your sims don't have an actual job, you'll have to kind of divvy up the money sort of manually. But if they have a job, you can click the direct deposit portion of the mod, and whenever they make money from their job, it'll just go straight to the bank account. I think there's also the ability to get loans and stuff, but again, I'll link Monty's mod review in the description so you can learn more about it. But this apartment is definitely coming together. This is probably one of my most favorite apartments that I've ever done. I love the Stone Street apartments. I think they're the perfect size, and especially to get 3 bedrooms. That is kind of a dream for apartment living, to have a 3-bedroom apartment that's a good size. And so I love this apartment so much. Like I said, I did it on stream, and I was just having fun with it. Like, I don't even think I used that many reference photos. Like, the only really reference photo I used was for like the glam bedroom, but everything else was just really off the dome. Just what would I want in an apartment that I'm sharing with 3 other people? Like, how would I want it to look? How would I marry all of their personalities together and kind of explain their personalities? I believe that Lake is my smart girl. She's kind of blunt and maybe extremely wound tight all the time, especially while in school. And so when you first meet her, she probably gives off a really wrong impression of being not so nice. But I think she's someone that really cares. Kaylee is very self-absorbed and doesn't really notice that she probably gets on everybody's nerves, and she's always asking for help. And because they've been best friends since they were little girls, Lake is always the one left helping her do things, especially when it comes to preparing auditions. And she's just kind of a drama queen, and I just imagine that everything that she does, she always ends up messing up or something goes wrong. But she does manage to find success. It's just in the most roundabout way. And then Danielle is my cool girl, the sort of emo kind of transitioning to more of like a sort of punk hippie hipster style, and she's my nonchalant girl. Nothing really gets to her, nothing really brings her down. Sometimes you wonder if she even has a pulse. She's just kind of my easygoing girl that just wants to take beautiful pictures of fashion and landscapes, and she's unflirty, so she doesn't really recognize when people flirt with her. I imagine that she's probably asexual. Like, she's not someone that gets a whole lot of sexual arousal. She just recognizes beautiful things, and maybe she's looking for romance, maybe she's not. I think it could go either way, but she's just kind of like really focused on her art right now. And I just love the idea of playing with these girls and their different personalities and coming up with stories. And as you can see, I'm starting to do a lot of clutter because I do want them to feel like they've lived in this apartment. Maybe not for a very long time, maybe a year, but they've kind of established a rhythm within this apartment and how they live. And it's just a fun place, and they're really happy here and happy now, but let's see what drama I can put them in. So I think I'm really strongly leaning towards making this an LP. I really want it to be. I think it would be a lot of fun to play in this kind of style because it's the style that I'm most used to, and I'm just looking forward to it. So let's see, I'm trying to think, is there any housekeeping stuff before we get to the end of the video? No, not really. I do stream. Like I said, if I do move this to my YouTube channel, then it's no longer going to be on stream. I'm going to do something else on stream. But I am coming up on the end of the video. So if you enjoyed it, please let me know by way of pressing the like button. Comment down below your thoughts, especially on the ideas that I have for the story. I would love to hear them. And if you haven't already and you want to see more content from me, please subscribe. I try to post every week, and I would love to have you be a part of the Southie family. As always, my name is Cece, and I promise never to break your game. Bye.